I swear, if that fool opens the barn door, he's gonna meet a dog with more fight in him than the whole HOA board put together. That's what old man Harper growled under his breath, standing on the porch with his thumbs hooked in his belt, watching the chaos unfold like a storm brewing across our dusty front yard. The HOA patrol had rolled up like they were auditioning for some big city SWAT team, parking their shiny truck on our private gravel path like they owned every inch of it. Without so much as a howdy, they marched straight for the barn, clipboards in hand, looking like they were about to find the dirt itself. I stood a few steps back, phone already out, ready to catch whatever mess was coming. The only sound was the crunch of their polished shoes on the gravel and the faint creak of the barn's weathered hinges. Then came a growl. It wasn't just any growl. It was deep, low, like it rattled the fence wire. Rusty, our old ranch dog, had been lounging in the haystack, his patchy gray coat blending into the shadows. One ear flopped like he didn't have a care in the world. But the second those two suits stepped over the property line without asking, he went from lazy hound to something else entirely. He didn't bark right away. He just stared, teeth barely showing, eyes locked on them like they were rabbits in a field. The taller guy, sporting a smug grin and a vest that screamed, "I'm in charge," chuckled and muttered something about a cute mutt. Big mistake. His second was worse, strutting into the barn with his buddy and reaching for a storage cabinet that hadn't been touched by anyone outside the family since Nixon was in office. Rusty didn't tolerate strangers sniffing around, especially not there. Harper didn't even flinch when Rusty exploded. That dog shot out of the hay like a furry missile, barking so loud it could have peeled rust off the walls. The two HOA guys yelped, stumbling back. One tripped over a feed sack. The other crashed into a wheelbarrow. The tall one's clipboard hit the dirt, and Rusty trampled it, snapping his jaws so close the guy's hat flew off. Harper just sipped his coffee, cool as a winter morning, and turned to me. "Go grab the leash, Jake." Not for Rusty, for them. By the time I got back, the patrol was outside, trying to squeeze into their truck like it was a bunker. One shouted, "Control your beast," while the other fumbled to shut the door with his foot. Rusty stopped at the fence line, just like Harper trained him, barking like the barn was under siege. Harper didn't move. He just stared and said, low and gravelly, "You stepped on my land, opened my barn, and woke my dog." You're lucky that's all he did. They peeled out, tires spitting dust, yelling about their legal department. Harper chuckled, muttering that legal department was just code for some busybody with a printer. He scratched Rusty's ears, and that dog went from war machine to sunbathing retiree in a heartbeat. I asked if he thought they'd be back. Harper didn't answer right away. He just squinted at the county line marker, half hidden in the weeds, and smirked. "This barn ain't under their rules, but I hope they try again. Rusty's been bored." Sure enough, later that day, a tan sedan pulled up. No HOA logo, but the woman who stepped out had that look like she thought the world ran on her schedule. She called herself Mrs. Clara, HOA president, and rattled off violations that didn't even apply to our land. Harper asked where she parked. She pointed to the path. He nodded at the crooked sign. "Private ranch property. Trespassers will be bitten." She didn't laugh. Rusty sat by Harper, not barking, just staring. Clara tried a weak chuckle, asking if the dog was trained. Harper didn't miss a beat. Better than most cops I've met. She left quick, but not before we found a fresh inspection notice tacked to our fence post, listing nonsense like unauthorized livestock and noise violations. Harper read it aloud, laughed, and told me to grab a red pen. He circled 3 typos, underlined jurisdiction, and scrawled, "Come back, bring a lawyer and a chew toy." He mailed it back first class and fed Rusty his dinner. The next morning, 2 HOA trucks showed up, this time with a slick black car and a guy who looked like he ironed his socks. He called himself the Property Enforcement Supervisor and started yapping about community standards. Harper leaned on the fence, unfazed, and asked, "You know what a property line is, son?" The guy droned on, but Harper cut him off with a sharp whistle. Rusty appeared like a ghost, and the patrol flinched. Harper sent me for the Dita Dusty folder that proved our ranch was outside HOA control since the day their neighborhood was built. The supervisor got flustered, but one of his guys decided to verify structures and stepped on the boundary wire. Zap! He yelped, fell into thistles, and Rusty barked once like he was saying, "Next." Harper shook his head. Solar fence. Keeps out coyotes, idiots, and now you. Add that to your notes. They left, promising legal action, but Harper wasn't done. That afternoon, Uncle Tom, our off-duty deputy, swung by, laughing so hard he nearly spilled his tea. They tried to open the barn. That's like poking a hornet's nest with a selfie stick. But Harper got quiet. They're not just dumb. They're bold. Too bold. That evening, a courier dropped off a citation, noticed more garbage about aggressive animals and non-compliant aesthetics. Harper pinned it to the kitchen corkboard right next to a deer season flyer and started planning. The HOA kept circling, parking just off our land, snapping photos like they were staking out a crime scene. Harper logged every plate and timestamp, even set up a trail cam hidden behind a feed sign. Rusty stayed on edge, ears up every time a patrol car rolled by. Then a county guy showed up, sent to resolve the mess after the HOA flooded their office with complaints. Harper showed him everything: deeds, maps, even my VY Deo of the fence zapping incident. The guy left promising no county-backed inspection would happen. That night, a drone buzzed over the pasture. Harper grabbed a hay pole, swatted it down like a fly, and mailed the wreckage back to the HOA with a note. "Found your toy. Next time, Rusty plays with it." Word spread. Folks at the feed store, diner, even the hardware shop started dropping off pies, eggs, and add VYC. They knew if Harper went down, their land was next. The HOA didn't back off, though. They nailed more notices, sent contractors to survey for utility line, and even tried claiming our electric fence blocked a fake easement. Harper shut it all down, called the power company, got the fence certified, and had the sheriff, my dad, deliver a cease and desist letter to the HOA office. Clara doubled down, sending newsletters about disruptive rural elements, but the town was done with her. A new board member, Sarah, showed up in jeans and boots, apologizing and begging for peace. Harper handed her the deed and said, "Peace ain't a handshake. It's proof." Days later, the HOA suspended their patrols, and the county named our ranch a protected heritage site. Clara vanished, and the patrols stopped. Sarah brought a plaque, "Legacy Land, Ranches Before Rules," with a carved barn and dog. Harper nodded, and Rusty sneezed. Peace was earned, not given, and Rusty guarded it, patrolling the barn like a soldier who'd won his war. But here's where it gets messy. Was Harper a hero for standing his ground, or a stubborn old man picking a fight? Should the HOA have backed off sooner, or were they just doing their job? Could this have ended without Rusty scaring the daylights out of everyone? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button if you're Team Harper, and subscribe for more stories where the underdog bites back. Who's right? Who's wrong? And would you mess with Rusty?